Yes guys, so as you can see, we are going to be servicing the Audi TT Mark 1. I wish it was easy as that, but I've actually got to put these filters in place. I'm not just going to throw them on the engine bay. Yes, so welcome back to another video, and as you can see from you eagle-eyed viewers, the TT is no longer in the location where it was. I've actually had it trailered home last night, and it's just so I can work on it from the comfort of my own home, so I don't have to keep travelling back into the garage to do it. So in today's video, I'm literally going to be tackling the engine bay, so I'm going to be cleaning all this shit up, basically, giving it full service. So I'll go through what we got, and then we'll get straight into it. So for the service, we're going to be doing the air filter, the cabin filter, we got spark plug, oil filter, fuel filter, because obviously fuel in this is quite horrible, so I'm probably going to clear the fuel out as well before I start the car up and then put fresh in. And then we've gone for the Manol Energy oil. So this set here, I got it off eBay. It was literally 80 quid I think it was for this set. That's pretty much everything. Yeah, so once we've done the engine service, there is some brake lines in the rear, and according to my uncle, this is the only thing it failed on the last MOT, so I'm going to attempt to get these fitted and bleed the full brake system to clean out the fluid in that as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the bleeding nipples come undone nicely. Yeah, so we got the car jacked up now. We're just gonna have a little look underneath. I got this lovely little light on top of my GoPro now, so obviously you boys could see better. Now if you look from this subframe's looking pretty tatty. The actual body of the car looks good. It's just the subframe and the rear subframe, they seem to have corroded quite badly, same as the shock, which is no surprise. It's been sat for 5 years, but it should be all right. I hope it's all right, because I won't be changing all. And another thing I found out, if you look just here, you can see just in there the red bottom of the bush. So this TT is running poly bushes on the front, which my uncle told me he fitted, so that's good. That is black. That's like a fucking dirty diesel oil. That's bad. So the oil filter just goes on, and you literally just do this hand tight. So now we come to filling up the engine. According to the Google, this car takes 4.5 litres, and I'm filling it up with this because I don't have one of those nozzles on top of my oil can, so I'm going to just use this. So we need to pull this breather off. If you haven't got the breather catch can, you won't have this. You need to undo the pipe going onto the airbox. Take the mass airflow sensor lead off, which is pretty easy, it's self-explanatory. And then there's 2 screwdriver bolts down there. And there's our air filter that's sitting there. We've got our new one here. So before you put them in, just compare it to the other one. So there we have the air filter in. We'll move on to the spark plugs now. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. So now they're out the way. So now I can get these brackets off here, so I can reach obviously the 2 coils underneath, so I can get my spark plugs out. So I've just pulled out the first coil, obviously from here. So what you want to do is just check down there, make sure there's no shit down there, oil, anything like that, which there isn't. Ideally I would like to change these, so they've been sat for a while, but for now I'm not. I'm just going to change the spark plugs and put these back on and see how the car goes. If there's any problems, I'll change these, but I don't know how much these are each. I think they're quite expensive, if I remember rightly. Coil packs normally are. Now what I was saying about the breather system, if I can just turn this, obviously if you can see in there, there's a little bit of oil just in there, and that's what I mean by people get the catch can, because the breather system does actually suck through a bit of oil, and I think that's why people put the catch can on. So if we're looking at the end of this one, it's a bit black, but overall it's not that bad. So yeah, we'll go ahead now, we'll whack the new ones in. So the end of this here, you literally just copper grease the end of the threads a little bit, and then put them in. That just prevents them from being stuck in the future. So we'll go ahead now and whack all 4 of these in. There we go. Yes boys, so now we have the spark plugs are done, air filter's done, oil is done. I just need to start it up and obviously check the oil so I can empty the old oil into this canister, so then we can dispose of that correctly. I'm going to do the cabin filter after I've obviously cleared away, and then do the fuel filter, which I've never done, so we'll crack on with that. And then once them 2 are done, we'll make a good time. It's 11 o'clock nearly, and I've not been out here that long, and I've smashed through it. But once I've got the actual service done, obviously I'll get rid of all this shit and clean all this up. I need to find some, must be like pins that go into these for the top cover to go on, but they seem to be missing, so I need to find some, or maybe cable tie them on. I think that's what people do, so I might just cable tie them on just so I can clean up the engine bay so it looks nice. But then once we've done that, I'm going to crack on and try and get these brake lines done. So there's two on the back that are corroded apparently, so we'll obviously jack it up and find them, get them changed, and then I'll have to go get some brake fluid and bleed the whole system. I'll do fronts and backs because obviously it's been sat for a while, so I want to clean that out. Right, so I was going to take the scuttle panel off, but this has had it changed in the past. So what someone's done, they've literally just cut a slit up here so they can just lift that like that. And there it is. So that is quite a good idea. So I guess if you want to get to your scuttle, if you don't want to take the scuttle panel off, put a slice down here, which was already there, I haven't done that, and then you can literally just lift it up and it's there. So whoever did that is quite smart. So we have the old one here, obviously it's done its job, all the shit's in there, and that side is clean. So yeah, it's a good job of changing this, so we'll go ahead now and whack our new one in. Right, we're now on the last thing, the carbon filter's now done, so I'm onto the fuel filter. And if you jack the car up, fuel filter is located just by here. I don't know if you can see, I've got a light here. It's just here. This one's been cable tied on in the past, so that's what I'm going to do. And obviously that clips, there's a clip there, so I don't know if that's meant to be like that. So the joint might have broke because it might have been like this. So I need to pop that one off, unscrew that, pull that pipe off, chop that, and then replace it for the new one. I'm not going to record this because I haven't got much room under there. I'll just show you once it's done. Yes boys, so the old filter is out, new one's now in. This is the cable tied back in because obviously the original mount's fucked. This is how it looks now. Obviously we've got all this filthy, dirty, and I'm literally gonna look at this, boys. This engine bay is like brand new now under the bonnet. I'm so happy with how that's turned out. Oh boys, I'm on the rear end now, starting these brake lines, and I found another thing that I need to sort. So I guess it means we're going to be lowering the car because this rear spring is snapped and it's rotten. It's safe to say that the subframe and that has not, it's not like lasted well. It's very rusty. Yeah, that's quite crusty. The actual body of the car, the chassis and that's all sound, there's no rust on that. So I'm gonna have to buy new springs now. It's gonna need new brakes, so I'm gonna get new discs and pads for the front and the back. Oh, it's a lot to do, boys, a lot to do. These shocks look a bit shit. I might have to change them as well, I don't know. See how we go. Coming down here, the brake pipe we need to change is this. So it goes on here. It's obviously, it's all corroded there and it's rotten down. It's rotten the whole way across it. So I'm going to do these two rear ones obviously for this video, and then I'm going to have to check the rest of them as well because it's been sat for so long. No doubt there's going to be more that are rotten. That subframe's looking tacky, so maybe I'll have to change the subframe at some point as well. That's if I want to go that deep into it. Alright, so I've got one of the brake pipes off. As you can see, this one's very rotten. This is probably going to be pointless me doing this because there's probably going to be more. And when I bleed it, they're probably going to have to be chopped up against some other ones. But I'm going to put them on for now just so they're done. Obviously I got a lot more work to do as well now. But once these are on, I'll be able to bleed the brakes up. Hopefully the rear nipples come off. I should have checked that before, but if not, then I need new calipers. So we got our new bolt, two new washers for the bolt, and then this is how the new line should look. So we've got the new and old here. So I'm going to go ahead now and get this installed in, and then we'll crack on with the opposite side. Right, we got this new brake line in now. It's all plumbed up and tucked up where it needs to go. So just going to get this other side on. So I'm going to get the new brake line on, and then I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to bleed the brakes in this. I will do that on the next video. And in the next video we'll have new brakes and springs and that probably, so I'll be able to smash out a few more jobs. But I'm literally just going to get the springs done, brakes, and these brake lines, send it for MOT, and then see what happens. If it fails on anything else, then we'll have to just go from there, because there's quite a lot of stuff. The subframe's looking quite rotten. Hopefully there's no holes in it, because as soon as there's any holes in it, it means I've got to change it. And here we are, we have the passenger side rear brake line, obviously knackered. So I would be recording it, but it's just not much room. As you can see down here, I haven't got much room to play with. So I'm literally just going to whack the new one on, get everything tight, and call it a day, I think. Yes, so as you can see, the TT is now sitting here just like this. This is how it's going to stay for the next couple of weeks, because I found so much more work to do. But this is going to be the end of the video. As you can see, made a lot of progress. We've got the full service, got the engine bay looking tip-top condition again, and I've fitted the two rear brake lines. So the two new brake lines here, just down there, they're on. I haven't bled it yet. I'll do that when I get back because I need to redo all the brakes and everything. So I do all the brakes, bleed it all, and change the suspension by the looks because I got snap spring. So I might as well stick some coilovers on it or something. I'll have a little shop around. But as it is now, I've made some good progress today. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out, and yeah, I look forward to seeing the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't already, give the video a good thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.